Welcome back to the season finale of the All-Pro Football 2K franchise here in the FFL. And there will be no tail of the tape. We're going to jump right into the team card here with the Hawks, ranked number 11. They are already in the playoffs. The playoff tree is already set. But here in the final week of the season, we have to face a bitter rival in Bryce O'Connell and the New Jersey, well, now Brooklyn Hawks. Now, Ryan Humes for the Cavalry has retired permanently. He was rushed to get surgery. He's going to be on the sideline for this game. But Jackson Thomas is back from his broken arm that he suffered in week 3 or 4 of the season. He's rallied back, and he's better than ever as quarterback Jackson, the Prodigy Thomas, takes over at quarterback. We're going to see how good he really is for not just a couple plays here and there, but for a whole game. It's going to be very impressive to see how good he is. Also, this video will act as a season recap where we go over the FFL awards at the end of the season, and we re-look up the upcoming free agents going into the offseason. But now let's start with the game. Boston versus Brooklyn. As Bryce O'Connell starts out in the empty, under center, he drops back. He throws it deep to Turner. It's caught. It's tackled by Perry Miller down the field. Bryce O'Connell has really shown that he's really good at throwing that deep ball this season, as Martel Franklin, who's an upcoming free agent, gets tackled for a nothing gain, actually. But yeah, Martel Franklin was not tagged, as you'll see at the end of the video, so he'll be leaving the Hawks. And there's only a couple running back spots open in the league, so it's going to be interesting to see where he goes. Now O'Connell sits in the pocket. He throws it, but he short arms it. We've noticed that even though he's good at reading defenses, he's starting to lose that arm already, even though he is a 13-year vet. Now he throws again down the center of the field, and it's dropped. And now it is up to the kicker. Can Brooklyn be the first to put points on the board? The Cavalry have had a really rough season so far as the ball's up, and it's barely through the uprights, just enough to get it through. It's Boston's ball. Jackson Thomas under center, giving it to Darren Morris, who's the best running back in the league right now, getting it down to the 45-yard line. Darren Morris. It's been hard to take down. Now Reed Weathers is subbed in. He's having a really good season with yards per carry as Weathers takes to the left side, getting some good blocking. He puts in the second gear, but gets tackled at the 10. What a play by Reed Weathers. He's really good at letting his blocks come up in front of him and really hitting those holes well. He does suffer from not having very good top speed down the sideline, but with his power, I think it makes up for it. First down and 10 now. Thomas, first pass of the game. He's going to take it himself, though. He dives. Touchdown! The Prodigy with another rushing touchdown on the season. He had some amazing plays earlier in the season before his broken left arm. He has to now wear a protective sleeve on his arm for the rest of his career. First down and 10 for Brooklyn as they're down by 4. Bryce steps back. He throws as he gets hit, and that's another catch for Daniel Turner. A really good speed threat with amazing route running. Number 89 is a force in this league. Now Brooklyn again. Another first down coming up here as Bryce throws a quick pass to Everett Kirkland, one of the most underrated tight ends in the league, with another big first down himself. O'Connell again in the shotgun. And he sits in the pocket. He throws as he gets hit, and it's caught by Daniel Turner down the field. Garrett Jensen gets burnt over the top. He could have made a play on that ball, but he just didn't put his hands up. And now it's first down and goal for Brooklyn. As Bryce steps back real quick, he throws it in the back of the end zone. Intercepted by Garrett Jensen. He didn't want to get burnt again. He gets a pick in the end zone. Now, Cavalry have the ball with Morris getting the catch on the screen. And he gets a first. Now in the empty, will Jackson pass it here? He hasn't had a pass yet, as now they run it, and Thomas falls forward for a gain of a few. But still, that was a good run by Jackson Thomas. Now in the empty again, they're going to run it again. He takes it to the right side this time. He uses a stiff arm, but only gets a gain of 2. He's got to be careful. That's how he broke his arm in the first place, just getting jacked up on a hit. And now Thomas trying to run away, and he gets hit hard. He's hurt a little bit, but I think he'll be okay as Brooklyn gets the ball back. Their defense came up clutch there as Martel Franklin gets the run, but there's a penalty on the field. And now it's 1st and 20 after the holding penalty. Brooklyn has a lot of yards to go on this downage. 1st down and 20. Bryce O'Connell, after all the drama he's had with the dynasty as he gets sacked again by Jermaine Redden, he's been quiet this season though with Brooklyn, because it looks like they are going into the playoffs for the first time in many years. And now again, Bryce gives it to Martel Franklin. He jukes back inside, but he gets tackled down near the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 25. They got a long way to go, and they're just going to run the ball with Franklin. He breaks 2 tackles. He breaks another, and finally Kettrick Buffin with the tackle. 1st down and 10 after a good punt. Thomas sits in the pocket and gets hit hard. Kesnick Griffith just let that guy get right past him. He's not been looking great at tackle. I think they might need to move him to guard. And now Jackson Thomas takes it himself again and gets a good 1st down run. He is one of the fastest quarterbacks in the league, especially for his size. He's Neve Watts with his uncle's throw power. And now again, a big run stoppage by Brooklyn as Darren Morris gets stopped for a 5-yard loss. Now Thomas throws it down the field, and Zempel barely gets his hands up in the air. And now 3rd down and 15. Thomas slings it deep. It's caught by Bryson Rice. Down the field. 6'7", 270. He's a great tight end for Boston. Now it's 1st down and 10. Play action. He sits in the pocket. Jackson Thomas getting good blocking. He's taking it himself. He dives. Touchdown again for Jackson Thomas. He was supposed to be playing baseball, but he graduated early and decided to become a football player. He is only 19. Actually, now he's only 18 years old. He'd be 19 by the start of next season. As another interception by Garrett Jensen. Jumping the pass. Great play by the free safety here, having the best season of his career. He will be going up to a gold next season, as Jensen is top 5 in interceptions and big plays. 1st down and 10. They give it to Darren Morris again. He cuts it inside then outside again. He hits the Jets, and touchdown Boston Cavalry. Big play by Darren Morris, showing that he should be the comeback player of the year. Having a down season last year with the Crusaders, he comes back and he's absolutely unstoppable. 1st down and 10 now. Martel Franklin jukes. He jukes back inside and gets tackled for a 3-yard loss. The Hawks look so deflated, and yet they're in the playoffs already, so they're going to be going in at a loss here, as because the Cavalry are trying to change some different sets here on defense, as their tight end makes a good catch and stop before the first. I think Boston's trying to figure out some new defensive stuff for next season. 3rd down and 1. Bryce changing the play to the line. It's going to be another counter. And Martel Franklin gets stopped in the back of the end zone. Or not the end zone. Sorry, behind the line of scrimmage. And that's going to be another punt for Brooklyn. As now Jackson Thomas hands it off to Darren Morris. Darren Morris carries a defender. And that's almost a first. Sherman Thompson was on the ride on that one. 2nd down and 1 now. The Cavalry have the best rushing offense in the league as Morris gets stopped for a loss. They go no huddle here. Jackson Thomas under center finally throws a pass. It's caught by Beckham the third down the right side and taken down for a first down at midfield. Jackson Thomas has a really good arm. He just needs to work on his accuracy. He breaks the sack. He's going to take it himself. He's to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, and taken out of bounds. Jackson Thomas showing his strength. He's still not afraid. Even after that broken arm, he is not afraid to get hit. First down and 10 now. Thomas rushing around. He's going to take it himself again. He gets into the red zone at the 6-yard line. Thomas is on fire here. This offense looks so much different with him in it. Now he's running away from pressure coming from the linebacker Von Bruce. And he tries to run away, but finally Von Bruce finds him in the backfield. Second down and goal. Will they pass it in the red zone? And Thomas gets a direct snap again. He gets hit hard. The Hawks saw it coming. Third down and goal. And Jackson throws it. And it's just out of the reach of Hansen. Addison Hansen could not get there. And it's intercepted by Adair. 2nd and 7 for Brooklyn now. They need something to go. And they're right in range here before halftime to score. Can the Brooklyn Hawks here try to get some more points before time is up in this half? Only time can tell with Bryce O'Connell under center again. He steps back. He throws quickly down the field to Everett Kirkland for the first. And again, quick. He steps back, throws it to Daniel Turner, who gets obliterated by Vincent Lovelock, who's also had the best season of his career so far in the league. Second down and 4 now. Bryce now gives it to Martell Franklin. Again, he's taken down. I also want to say, too, that if you want to help support the channel, leave a like and subscribe. Also, this offseason's going to have a lot of retirements on my team and all the teams around the league. But let's see what Bryce O'Connell can do here against the Cavalry as he steps back. He runs away as he gets hit, and it's almost intercepted again by Garrett Jensen. The rush got there, and I don't think he knew what to do as he gets hit. And now it's Cavalry's ball as Darren Morris gets another first down run. We're going to see that again real quick as Morris gets good blocking by House in front of him, and he just runs for the first. Now Reed Weathers is in the backfield. He's known for his power and his vision as he breaks one tackle but finally gets dragged down for a gain of 3. With 7 yards to go here, they give it on the trap play to Morris, and that's another first. With 38 seconds to go in this half. Looks like they're just trying to run the ball out. Not surprised. Morris gets the handoff. He takes to the left side to the 40. To the 30. No one's there. No one can catch him. And that's going to be a touchdown for Darren Morris as he dances into the end zone. The Cavalry end up winning 43-17. Now the Hawks look defeated and just sad coming off the field going into the playoffs as Bryce O'Connell had probably one of his worst games of his career. Martell Franklin ended up going with over 100 yards rushing in the rest of the game, but that does not matter with Morris and Thomas really killing them. Now, let's get to the awards here for the FFL. We have MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, and Comeback Player of the Year. This is going to be the season wrap-up. We're going to have many retirements on the team. We're going to have people leaving, people coming in from other teams. It's going to be very crazy. But the MVP this year is quarterback, Electric Johnson. He has propelled his team to the championship for the first time in a long time as the Tigers are in the championship. Now, this is obviously is fast forward a couple weeks now that we're in the championship week. Electric Johnson is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He's quick, he's fast, he's good at reading defenses now. He's worked on his arm talent. He's worked on his accuracy. He's amazing. And now Offensive Player of the Year will be quarterback Nev Watts. Now Darren Morris should have got this. I think a lot of people are going to be very angry about that. But Nev Watts was, I believe, third in rushing for quarterbacks, which there was only two ahead of him. And I believe it was... Or no, I think he was second to J.C. Riley for the Dragons. But his passing is amazing. He ended the season with the highest accuracy rating. And now we're going to get two of them here. Defensive Player of the Year is free safety Henry Kinder. He led the league in pass deflections on a team that did not make the playoffs. Or actually, I think they did. But still, he is an amazing free safety, a great tackler. He lacks height. He has good speed, good zone. He's amazing. Rookie of the Year will be CB Leonard Selvey for the Crusaders. He is absolutely unstoppable. He has his own little island in Selvey Island. He can do man, he can do zone. He's a good ball hawk. He is amazing. The only thing he lacks is strength and tackling. But they have good safeties there. They have okay linebackers. They have a good D-line. They're really ready to try to make that next step with Ezra Starr, who only maybe has a couple more years left to really try to get a championship for Carolina, where he changed his life forever. But with Leonard Selvey and Sherrard Sutherland on the same defense, that's amazing. But Selvey is pretty much a perfect CB when it comes to coverage. And I know, I think we faced him once this season, and he's spectacular. So now let's look at Comeback Player of the Year, which I kind of spoiled during the game, but here he is. The man, the myth, the legend, HB, Darren Morris. For our Cavalry, Morris is absolutely amazing. He led the league in rushing. Even after the playoffs, he led the league in rushing. He led the league in rushing touchdowns, I believe, or was close to it. He led the league in 20-plus rushing gains. He was top 5 in break tackles. He is absolutely spectacular in pretty much every facet of the game other than top speed. But Darren Morris gets Comeback Player of the Year. Now, let's look at the playoff tree and how that ended. As the next game you will see will be Tigers versus the Warthogs. So if we look here quickly, the Dragons beat the Gladiators, even though the Dragons really didn't deserve to be in the playoffs. Tigers beat the Monarchs, which is very surprising. And then the Tigers beat the Dragons 35-28. And that's how the Tigers made it to the championship. And you look at the other side. The Warthogs and the Crusaders battled out. But the Warthogs still won 45-37 with Junior Barnyard as their quarterback, barely slipping by the Crusaders in overtime. Now, we look at the Hawks and the Dynasty. Somehow the Hawks, even though they lost to us, won against the Dynasty, who somehow made the playoffs. They won 27-24, and then the Warthogs end up barely winning with a last-second field goal against the Hawks, 27-24. So the next game you will see probably bits and pieces of in the offseason video will be Tigers versus Warthogs. Now there is some spectacular stories going into that, as Electric Johnson has said if he doesn't win a championship in Chicago this year, he's leaving. And with the Warthogs, they're going all in, and I think they will continue to go all in. But Junior Barnyard is old, and he said that no matter what, he will be retiring after the game, and that he's going into the game injured. He has not said what is the injury, but people are saying it's that throwing shoulder that actually kept him out of the league for 15 years, and that's why he's so old coming into the league. But Warthogs versus Tigers. It's going to be a very crazy game, in my opinion, to see two top teams that we never really see in the playoffs make it to the championship game. And that'll be for next week, and with the bits and pieces of that game in the off-season video. Now, like I said, next week will be the off-season video. I'm not sure if I'm going to do part 1 or part 2, but as of now, After this video is posted, go on to the weekly recap / news section in the Discord, which the link is down below, and you will be filled in on extra storylines that cannot be put in here, since they might be spoiler or whatever. Now, let's look at the upcoming free agents, and then we'll finish the video. As you look here, the grayed out names are the people who the teams use the tag on. The Revolution had a pick this year, which is weird. I believe it was due to a trade. Donnie Perry was tagged, so the best D tackle in the league will stay in Philadelphia and keep that defense alive, which is very great actually for that defense, just not really great for us. We also lose Addison Hansen, Guardians lose David Harris, and Hawks lose running back Martell Franklin, who we actually just faced. Dynasty, they lose star edge rusher Rashad Ford. He is a great player, but he does lack production. I think because he gets double teamed a lot. So we're going to see where he goes. Del McHugh is going to be leaving the Firebirds, and the Stallions are actually losing wide receiver Amonte Hill, which is very sad because he is a upcoming star, and I'm not surprised if he would become gold in the future. Demons, who are now owned by another player in the Discord, thank you Eldest, is keeping Carlos Moronca, who's one of the best tight ends in the league, blocking and receiving. So they're going to keep him around, but they won't have a pick this season. Revenge are losing Hall of Fame tight end Ronald O'Shea, which is kind of sad to see him finally leave there without a title. He went there for a title, and his former team ended up winning a couple titles. So let's see where he goes. And now Warthogs also lose Rashad Gavin. After the championship game, they're going to be losing a star edge rusher in Gavin. Bullheads will be losing Roderick Virola, who is a leader on that defense, which is going to be really hard for a defense-centric team like the Bullheads. Crusaders will also lose star speed rusher Ted Calhoun. Now, he's very undersized, and I think the Crusaders are just done because he was a top pick in a draft like 6 years ago, and he really just hasn't gone much better. Monarchs are going to be losing wide receiver speedster Rashawn Burns, which is going to be hard because he was a really good third receiver for them. Lightning are going to lose wide receiver Adam Noble, which is a travesty because he was a star wide receiver for them, especially, for the Lightning for years. Wolves are losing Casey Smith, who's a future gold talent. He's unstoppable, and it's going to be really hard to see with Evan McCarthy, who, if you didn't see in the Discord, has announced that he will be leaving due to the commissioner release program. They're also going to be losing Casey Smith, so maybe they're going more towards speed than size. Not sure. Bears are also going to be losing wide receiver Casey Griffin, who is a star route runner, and is very confusing because there were rumors in San Antonio that Hilton Caskey, Hall of Fame wide receiver, actually didn't get along well with Casey Griffin. So, I don't know. Maybe they're going to try to get another star player there, or what? We really don't know. Hogs are going to lose quarterback Richie Hung, who's actually going to be leaving, and we do know that he might be going to the Firebirds. That's the only one we do know, because the Firebirds fired their head coach, and they want Richie Hung on to be their backup quarterback and QB coach, and just coach in general. Flight are going to be losing Wes McNeil, which, for them, I don't think they had a first round pick, and if they do, I wouldn't actually keep Wes McNeil, so that's actually understandable. Dragons, they are losing Jaquan Oregon, which is very rough for them. I don't know why. Maybe they have a couple speedsters. I know they have a couple speedsters up behind him, sorry. But Oregon, he's always been a top deep threat the last 8 years. I mean, he was very raw coming out like 13 years ago, but he's really good now, so it's very surprising. And then Gladiators are losing wide receiver Matt Barker, which he could start on any team. He's almost as good as Jaquan Oregon, in my opinion. And then lastly, Tigers are tagging Brian Jackson to help out Electric Johnson try to stay, I think. And Blackbirds are keeping free safety Jakeem Kelly. He's only been in the team for 1 year, and he was already up to become a free agent. And they're like, no, we need a good free safety. Sailors, who are also owned by a man on the Discord, thank you. But he decided that he didn't want to lose his top first-round pick. I believe they have the second or third pick in the draft. I think it might be second. So they're going to be losing star tackle Harlan Hwang. But, I mean, he's good, but you could always get new tackles, especially in this league. And then lastly, Walleyes are losing wide receiver Michael Ingram, who has kind of become a bust over the years, sadly. He's trying to get better, but I think his hands have just never really improved much. He still has top speed, though, so any team would love to have Michael Ingram. Now, the commissioner release program, we have this every year. Usually we try to keep 5. That is, the rule is 5. But this year, there was a couple of them that really, really needed to go, and for obvious reasons. So first of all, Sacramento. Evan McCarthy has been trying to get out of there for years. He thanked Bill Gable for everything he did, but he wanted out. He had one of his best seasons ever as a pro with the Wolves, but there's also rumblings that the Wolves have been trying to trade him, and no one will want Run EMC because even though he's fast, he's starting to lose that top end speed that did make him special, and it's not like he has really great arm talent nor good pocket presence, so that can be a little stressful. Quarterback Al Frills will be leaving the Lightning after having one of his best seasons, just due to age. He said that he's done being a starter on a team that can't win. He did that for years in Arizona before they moved to San Antonio with the Giants. He did that for years there, and he hated it. He took them to a championship after they actually wanted to spend money, the old ownership at least. And, then he went to the Bullheads, and that was like a super team that just kind of failed, and they made a championship 1 year and lost. And then, he went to the Revolution after that, then the Condors, and they wanted him to try to make a lot of big plays for them, and he just couldn't. And then he got traded to, I believe, the Lightning. There might have been a team somewhere in there, between there, but still, he got, he left and went to the Lightning, and he was starting, has had one of the best seasons of his career. I believe he ended the season with 2 interceptions, which is the best ever for him, but his team did horrible, and I don't even think they have a first-round pick this season. They have 4 next season, but whatever. Then quarterback Terence Thomas, he does not like the ownership with the Firebirds. He went there thinking it was their last shot to go all in after they lost their quarterback Neve Watts in the offseason, and they sucked. He had a pretty bad season. He's looking great, though. His arm still looks really powerful. He's looking a little more quick. He looks a lot smaller than he used to be. I mean, this guy used to be 400 plus pounds and just a rocket of an arm, and now he's a little more nimble. He's lost about 150 pounds of that, and I think this offseason he said he's going to try to get down to under 200, which is impressive. And then tight end Angel Lopez, he said he loves the Monarchs. He was just drafted to them. He said he loved the Monarchs, and he loved going to the playoffs with them, but he needed to be closer to home, which he's originally from the New England area. Originally, he was born in Florida, and then they moved up to New England to be in a better situation as a child. So he really thinks of New England as his home. So I don't know where. I mean, there's rumors they might go to the Cavalry, but I don't know unless they move him to wide receiver. I really don't know what Angel Lopez could do. And then the last two are Torrin Black, which is very surprising. He's a star linebacker for the Denver Flight, but rumor is he really doesn't like his spot there, especially because this season they went from being a top team, and that championship hangover really hit them hard, and I think there's some big retirements coming from them too, leadership wise, so I wouldn't be surprised if he just wants to leave now before it gets really bad. And then lastly, a familiar name, a former Dynasty CB and Malik Cloud is leaving the Lightning as well. He said that he doesn't like the Lightning ownership, and that he basically begged the commissioner, even though they knew they already had 5. He was like, I need to go. He wanted more pay. And the fact is he's really been working, even though he's not the fastest, and he actually has lost a step since he came into the league. He's really worked on his zone coverage. He's absolutely amazing in zone coverage. I think in zone coverage, he can be put out on an island, and he's really hard to pass on. It's just when you get really fast receivers and you try to match them up in some type of match coverage, that's when he is one of the worst CBs in the league. But zone coverage wise, he's amazing. He just lacks amazing agility. But Malik Cloud wants to be gone from the Lightning. He wants a new shot. He wants a new team. He's done pretty much. He wants an up and coming good team. The problem with the Lightning is they're in the middle of a rebuild, and they might have a quarterback who was the backup this past season, but he hasn't thrown a pick in 3 years. He's one of the most underrated quarterbacks ever. But still, though, the Lightning have 4 first-round picks next season. They don't even have one this season. They gave everything up to get some of the cavalry players last season. So I really don't know what the Lightning can do to try to keep Malik Cloud, but Malik Cloud is gone, and those people are going to be also upcoming free agents. Now, there are going to be trades. We don't know. There's rumors. There's a whole bunch of trades. There might even be one leaked on the Discord tonight. But other than that, I'll sign off, as we're going to be starting our off-season next video, and I hope you guys enjoy. See you guys next time. Peace.